Hello, this is the Tradesight Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, the 18th of May, 2021. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. As you know, we now have a 12 going on 13 count on the upside, which would mean, in theory, if we can get to the 13, which remember the 13 has to be above the 8, and we're very close to it. Look at where the 8 is. You're getting an asterisk yesterday because we weren't quite above it. Nothing happens today, but any movement up would give you a 13 sell signal on the S&P cash or the ES. Let's just be honest about it. And if we do, then what's the target of that? It's the red line. It's the static trend line back at 38.50 or so, 38.40. So just be prepared for that. Let's go through the major daily charts. Crude oil up 24 cents to 66.51. Looks like a major cup and handle breakout coming up on crude. I know we've got some issues on the East Coast, so there's always some extra things contributing to that. Gold has been on the rise, 1867.90 now. It's a pretty, look at that red static trend line. It still cracks me up. So perfect. S&P cash loses $10.56. Again, nothing there, not quite to a 13 there because of the same reason as the ES. NASDAQ 100 down 80.2 points. Well off the highs. SOX down 26.79. Well off the highs. Biotech's up 18.57, nowhere near the highs which it set back at the start of February. The Russell 2000 up 2 points. Has been dead flat since the start of the year, really. The VIX closes up 91 cents to 1972. Been kind of all over the board on the VIX, some spikes and whatever. Trend closes at 0.62, and here's the deal. Puts the 10-day moving average twice in 3 weeks now under 0.85. That is a sell signal on the broad market. And also, if I count backwards, 10 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next day is the day that's going to drop off tomorrow is a 1.2 reading, which means what? Anything under 1.2 will keep that 10-day moving average under 0.82. And in fact, if it's much lower than that, it could actually go lower than we've seen it forever, right? I mean, look at this. Like the lowest you got was back in January, a little bit there the other day. Yeah, we could go under 0.80 fairly easily if we get a low trend reading. Like let's say we get even like a 1.0 or a 0.9 trend reading on Tuesday, it could take that thing under 0.80, which is very rare, but it's a solid sell signal in the market. Now, why does that matter? Well, how about if we get a single up day and you combine that with this? And now you've got a 13 sell signal on the S&P on top of a trend sell signal in the market. And remember that we got the trend sell signal just a couple weeks ago that also led to the first down day that we really had. So none of this looks pretty from a perspective of owning stocks, right? NASDAQ volume 3.9, basically 4 billion shares, but still drifting down lower. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ 100 plus 100 and plus 217, so just barely positive. On the New York plus 205, so also just barely positive. Google gains $10.54, that's fine. Apple down $1.18, that's also fine. Netflix loses $4.43. Most of these stocks have been nowhere. I mean, there's obviously range here. Netflix high to low, 100 points, 120 points over the last 6 months. But if you just look at the whole thing compared to what it was doing before, right, this is still a very tiny range now going back to last August. Amazon, another one, up 47.49. Now, Amazon's a $3,000 stock. But again, 600 points of range. And look at that 13 sell signal back in September. That was the high. But again, like this used to be, right? That's the move in Amazon, right? It moved from like 1,800 up. Now, ever since last August, nothing. Tesla loses $12.91, hanging near the lows in the last couple weeks. Ignoring the 13 buy signal that it just got the other day. Facebook down 48 cents. Okay, that's fine. Zoom up $1.04. Goldman Sachs up 48 cents. It's fine. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 29 cents. The Dow is down just 54. It's the Bitcoin stuff that's really interesting, right? All the cryptocurrencies selling off hard now. Bitcoin getting down under 45,000 from the 65,000 range. That's a big drop, and most of the others following suit. The put-call ratio closes at 0.628, which is not the end of the world. Now, intraday action, 5-minute candles. It was a very boring day, let's be honest. Small gap down, tried to move up for about 10 minutes, didn't work, tried to head lower, and then literally that was it. The rest of the day was just Nothing there at all. Nasdaq side a little weaker for most of the day, but look, we still closed. Look where the close is. The close is inside the opening 5-minute candle. So this is not a day where you're going to make a lot of money, unfortunately, and it was definitely ended up being a little more negative bias, even though it started out a little more positive earlier on the day. So not much we can do or talk about there. All right. Economic data on Tuesday here in the U.S. Building permits and housing starts an hour before the bell, and that's it. There's some key numbers out of Europe overnight, the unemployment rate out of the UK, but it's not a very exciting Tuesday, so it is what it is. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.